This is the Ka Lefort 46 bottle 24-inch wine cooler refrigerator. My first impression was how clean and modern it looks. The stainless steel door frame has that brushed finish that hides smudges, and the handle matches, so it blends with the rest of my kitchen without drawing odd attention. The door uses dark, double-pane tempered glass. Double pane just means 2 layers of glass with insulation between them, which helps keep the cold in and the heat out. The tint also cuts light, which is helpful for wine since UV can mess with flavor over time. I cared a lot about how it would fit, and I was a little nervous about the 24-inch spec because those openings can be unforgiving. From my experience, it slides right into a standard dishwasher width space and also looks good as a freestanding unit. The front venting makes built-in install straightforward. Just leave a bit of space around it and level the feet. I did reverse the door swing to match my kitchen flow. Reversible hinge means you can choose which side the door opens from. The swap was simple with a screwdriver. The pre-drilled holes are clean, and the door lined up square without shim tricks. Inside, the vibe is warm and classic. The shelves are wood, carbonized for a slightly darker tone. Carbonized wood is heat-treated wood, which hardens the surface and gives it a rich color. It's not just cosmetic. The rails feel sturdy and the shelves glide smoothly. I've pulled them in and out fully loaded, and they don't bind. There's a subtle cedar-like scent at first that fades to neutral after a day. I saw the claim that carbonized shelves can help maintain a neutral environment, and while I won't make big promises, the cabinet smells clean and not plasticky. There's a carbon filter tucked away inside. Think of it like a small air purifier for the cabinet. It traps odors so your wine doesn't pick up strange smells. The brand suggests swapping it annually. I set a reminder in my phone for 12 months, and it's an easy lift-out part when the time comes. Capacity is where this unit feels honest. It's rated for 46 standard 750 ml bottles, and that's accurate if you load primarily Bordeaux-style bottles and use the offset pattern the racks are designed for. Offset just means you alternate the necks slightly left and right so each bottle nestles into the gaps. Burgundy, Pinot, and some Rhone bottles are wider. I could still fit them, but the total count drops a bit. Champagne works on a couple of shelves if I flip a bottle or two, though the very large celebration bottles are a squeeze. The rails lock the shelves well enough that they don't sag with heavier glass. If you love labels facing forward, you give up a touch of capacity, but it's worth it for display. The touch control panel along the top is responsive and clean. The icons fade out when you're not using them, leaving the temperature number visible, which gives it a tidy look. The range runs from 40 degrees F to 65 degrees F. That covers crisp whites and bubbles on the low end and full-bodied reds up top. To break that down for newer collectors, whites usually live happy around 45 to 50, rosé around the same, bubbles a bit colder if you like them very snappy, and reds around 55 to 60 if you're serving or 60 to 65 if you just want storage closer to cellar temp. It's a single-zone cooler, so I set mine to a balanced 54 degrees F, which is a good middle ground if you store mixed types. I keep a small thermometer inside to sanity check, and the readings have been stable, fluctuating by a degree or two when the door opens, then settling again. Noise was my biggest worry. In my opinion, wine coolers can hum in a way that gets annoying in an open kitchen. This one is impressively quiet. I hear a gentle compressor purr on start, and then it fades into the background. It's quieter than my dishwasher idle and softer than a standard fridge. Vibration is minimal. I don't see bottles quivering, and that matters because constant vibration can disturb sediment in older reds. The leveling feet help. Once I got it flat, the door seal pulled tight and the cabinet felt solid. Lighting can make or break the display. The LED lighting here gives 3 choices: amber, blue, and white. I'm team amber at night because it casts a warm glow that flatters the bottles without looking like a nightclub. Blue is cool if you like a modern, icy feel. White makes labels easy to read when I'm reorganizing. The lights aren't harsh, and they don't blast glare onto the glass. I also like that nothing flickers, which is one of those small details that makes it feel premium. A couple of practical notes I picked up living with it. Fingerprint-resistant really does help. I wipe the handle with a microfiber cloth and it stays clean, even after a cooking session. The door gasket is snug, so you need to give it a firm push to close. That's a positive for a solid seal. If you have the temperature low and keep opening the door, you'll hear a gentle fan kick up to move air. That's normal and it settles quickly. I let the unit sit upright for several hours before plugging in so the coolant could settle. Then I gave it a full day to reach a steady temperature before loading wine. That patience paid off in stable temps. Key features that stood out to me are the double-pane dark glass that protects the bottles, the smooth wood shelves that make loading easy, the flexible reversible hinge for different layouts, the quiet compressor, and the clean touch controls with that disappearing interface. The carbon filter is a small thing that adds up, especially if you store cork-finished bottles that can absorb ambient odors over time. From my experience, the capacity claim is realistic with standard bottles. The lighting options are more than a gimmick and actually useful, and the temperature stability is better than I expected at this price. I had a minor concern about shelf clearance for larger burgundy bottles. The trick is careful spacing and alternating the direction of a few bottles. Once I did that, the shelves slid freely without scraping labels. I also worried about door swing next to my oven cabinet, which is why the reversible hinge saved me a headache. It's perfect for someone who wants a refined look that matches stainless appliances, needs real storage in a 24-inch footprint, and cares about consistent chilling more than fancy gimmicks. I use it for weeknight whites on the lower shelf where it stays coolest, and keep age-worthy reds in the center where temperature swings are smallest. If you host often, the LED choices make it easy to set a mood without extra lighting. In my opinion, Ka Lefort nailed the balance of style and function here. The cooler feels substantial without being bulky, and it doesn't shout for attention. You get the practical things: good seal, stable temp, low noise, wrapped in a design that looks at home under a counter. If you're new to wine storage, think of this as a steady environment that protects your bottles from light, heat, and vibration, which matter more than most people realize. I'd recommend this for apartment dwellers who need quiet performance, small homes where space is tight but you want a dedicated wine spot, and anyone upgrading from a countertop unit to a real 24-inch cabinet. It also suits mixed collections where you don't need multiple zones and prefer a set and forget middle temperature. In conclusion, the Ka Lefort 46 bottle 24-inch wine cooler refrigerator delivers on the essentials with a few thoughtful touches that make daily use nicer. The reversible hinge, clean design, smooth shelves, carbon filter, and adjustable lighting come together in a way that supports the wine rather than distracting from it. If you have questions about bottle fit or setup tips from my experience, drop them below. If this video helped, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with what you want me to test next. Thank you for watching.